guys, welcome to episode 1 of Majora's Mask. This is my favorite game of all time. I am a nobody on the internet, and it's nice to meet you.
I'm a world famous animator. That's not true.
Perfect. And we began our playthrough, our in-depth playthrough, with a lie.
Yep.
All right.
I'm a sports champion, Alex Rodriguez.
No more loafing around. So what we're going to do is play Majora's Mask, which, as I said, the GameCube version, because that's the one I have. And as I said, we're going to play in depth. We're going to try and uncover every heart piece if we can. We're going to definitely get every mask, fill out the bomber's notebook, and try and get a lot of the hidden dialogue. There's a ton of dialogues, cutscene, blah, 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 text box, whatever's in this game that people still haven't seen yet because it's just so full of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in Majora's Mask, for sure.
And I apologize, I'm a little under the weather, so if my voice annoys you, hopefully a few episodes from now it will be different. What kind of weather? Different.
Is it sunny? Is it rainy?
It is not sunny.
Is it snowy?
It's phlegmy.
Yeah?
It's phlegmy weather. Alright, so if you don't know The Legend of Zelda, which you should because they're amazing. Legend of Zelda is a game about a boy rescuing a princess. There's tons of games, they're all very similar. This one is less similar than most. There are several that are quite different, but this one has...
I'm sorry.
You got something to add?
Just out of somebody not knowing what The Legend of Zelda is and watching a Let's Play.
That would not make much sense. All right, fair enough. So this game follows Ocarina of Time.
Did they smooth out the graphics in the GameCube version?
I don't believe so. I mean, maybe a little.
They're not as jagged on the edges. There's like anti-aliasing or something.
Maybe. It does look not terrible.
Yeah. I have the 64 version and it looks...
It does look terrible?
Well, it looks better than Ocarina of Time, but it's still, like, the edges are jaggedy. It just was the system.
Yeah.
So it looks like they at least made some sort of improvements on it.
You two fairies did great. I wonder if he has anything good on him. This guy... Well, that shouldn't be a problem. So that right there, if you don't know, is a nod. The Skull Kid knew Link. It's the same Skull Kid from Ocarina of Time. When you go into the Lost Woods, if you take an immediate left, there's a lone Skull Kid playing by himself. If you play Saria's song, he'll give you a piece of heart. He's the one...
Ooh, what a pretty ocarina.
We're not going to do the reading the whole through. I just wanted to do that for...
What is that? Tail?
It's
the other one.
Tail. Tattle is the one that goes with you. Tail is the blue one.
Right, okay, no, I was right.
So, it's the same Skull Kid, and when he says, this guy, well, that shouldn't be a problem, it's because he recognizes Link from when they met in Ocarina of Time. It's mentioned at the end of the game that Skull Kid knows him, or at least that he's familiar with him. He says, I knew it, you smell like that fairy boy from the forest. But that line there, a lot of people tend to miss because it's right in the beginning before any further exposition. Little fun fact. I'm going to try dropping some of those throughout this series. You're going to be hearing a lot of them. I'm sorry for dominating the conversation. You're more than welcome to chime in. I love this game, and I want to share my love with the whole world, or more likely, the 7 of you who decide to watch, make it through a minute and a half.
7? Wow.
I know, I'm giving us a lot of credit.
A lot of credit. There's actually a very interesting fan theory surrounding Majora's Mask.
I want to hear it because...
Oh, you want to hear it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so remember, it's not actually in this part, but maybe it starts off before, I don't know, whatever. So basically, the theory is that Link is actually dead. Like, he dies. You'll see, it's a part upcoming.
Game Theory
where he, like, falls.
Does a video on that.
Yes, they do. Somebody else did too. I don't remember.
I know PBG was in the Game Theory video. Peanut Butter Gamer.
The reason why I like that explanation is because this uses a lot of the same assets as Ocarina of Time. And if it's kind of like he died or something like that, it would make sense for that to be drawing off of his memories. So it kind of works.
When I was 7, I just want to say, and I first played this game after Ocarina of Time, him doing the flips on those stumps.
Oh yeah,
it blew my mind.
Like, what? Link's a ninja.
Link's so cool. I want to say that is impossible.
Yeah. Like right here, this is where
this
he
is super
dies.
cool. Yeah, this is supposedly where he dies. It's a nice theory, but I don't think it holds any water. It's cool to think about and whatever. It's just a game. You can think whatever you want. But as far as it, in Twilight Princess, a game I love, as you know, just love it so much. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your favorite.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
The trainer, whatever his name is, the ghost dude who teaches Link new moves, is an adult skeleton, A, and B, confirmed in the Man, I sound like a nerd. I don't care. Hyrule Historia as being the hero of time, which is this Link. He's an adult and he has a lot of sword tricks, which he wouldn't be able to have if he died here.
So
that's that skeleton dude is Link.
But Twilight Princess's timeline is different than Majora's Mask, isn't it?
It's this timeline.
It's this timeline.
One. Wind Waker comes on the adult timeline.
So
the way the timeline works is...
Listen, can I be honest?
Okay.
That timeline is complete garbage, and they just made
bananas, but hey, it's what Nintendo says, and I love Nintendo enough to... So I'll...
If you love Nintendo, why don't you marry them?
If it was an option, if it was legal in this country...
Technically, corporations actually have the same rights as people.
They have a lot of the same rights, yeah.
Basically, you probably could marry a corporation if you...
I'll propose to Shiggy, because that'd be fine by me. He's got so much money.
Did you call Shigeru Miyamoto Shiggy?
I may have.
That's great.
So the timeline is basically when Link goes back in time as a child to be sent as a child by Zelda. So he beats Ganon. He goes back in time. That world continues without a Link. He went back in time, so the world continues and carries on. Now, so Zelda's by herself, ruling the kingdom with whatever. King's probably dead. Ganondorf probably killed him. Whatever. So that goes on. That becomes the Wind Waker.
Right.
And there's the part in the Wind Waker where it says that they were waiting for the hero, but no one ever came. Ganondorf eventually breaks free. And Link, since he was sent back in time, he's not around. He doesn't exist. So that's also why Wind Waker Link is not a direct descendant of... I apologize for talking over the plot, but you've probably heard it a billion times.
I thought none of the Links were direct descendants.
Many are. Wind Waker's confirmed not.
Really?
Yeah, it says directly he is not an heir to the legendary bloodline or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's why. Because Link doesn't exist anymore. He disappears from existence after that. This takes place. Link goes back in time to before he opened the door of time. So he manages to stop Ganondorf before Ganondorf starts.
So like before he opens
before
up
he meets Zelda,
he finds out he somehow stops Ganondorf?
Yes, what happens
because he never opened up the time thing. Ganondorf was never a problem. I got you.
He meets Zelda at the end of the game of Ocarina of Time. You see Zelda and Link like stand near each other. That's the first time they met, quote unquote, again. Link's already met her, but when Zelda sends him back in time, she sends him back in time to before they ever met.
Okay.
So that's the first time they meet, and Link says, "Hey, this is Ganondorf. He's a bad dude."
So they actually did the smart thing.
Yes, that's why Link doesn't have any of his items, because he goes back before all of that.
Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking that, well, technically he still has the Hylian shield, but it's not really...
Not the Hylian shield, probably the Deku shield?
No, because right now you have...
No, you have the hero's shield.
Oh, it's the hero's shield.
You do have the hero, or the Kokiri sword, though, but it's different. They never explain why it's different. But this has a totally different name.
It's different because I wanted to look different.
Well,
that's weird.
Yeah, the trusty sword you're familiar with.
Exactly like...
It's very similar. Things are moved around. The Triforce isn't there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, is that? I thought that was
a different symbol, and the bird is different. It's a different shape. It's an owl, not a bird.
Owls are better.
I mean, owl is a bird, but you know what I mean. It's a different bird.
Eagle or hawk, whatever it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's interesting.
So anyway, just some backstory for the game. Then there's the whole Link dies possible ending where Link to the Past takes place. So when Link is fighting Ganondorf, at the end of Ocarina of Time, he can die. Oh, dang it! I wanted to show you guys a cool little trick. I'm gonna anyway. We can make this video pretty long.
Yeah, what are we going?
We're at exactly 10 minutes. Actually, weirdly enough, literally exactly.
Yeah, that's the first
so
episode.
Anyway,
Let it roll.
Yeah, I'm thinking 15-minute episodes.
That's yeah.
So this one can be 20 maybe. Anyway, so what you're supposed to do, the proper way to do this is to climb up to here, get the Deku nuts, and then go over there to that flower, and then go over there.
Hey,
I just want to.
Hey Jesse.
Yeah.
You can Deku these nuts.
Okay. Starting the humor at a completely that can't be dated at all.
I just wanted to set
I just
the
want
bar
to point
low.
out, since Deku nuts are useless at this point in the game, this is a fun little thing. I'm not going to do this.
Just this point of the game.
All right. I'm not going to do... Yeah, okay. You can jump to here. You can skip a whole lot.
Oh,
now,
that guy.
This is the dead... This
Spoilers.
is the Deku... Well, I guess, yeah. This is the Deku Butler's dead son. The Deku Butler is coming later in the game, if you don't know.
It's not confirmed.
It's totally confirmed. At the end of the game, the Deku Butler is weeping in front of this.
Yes, but...
That's confirmed.
It is never officially stated. That is just...
Well, if you notice, Link becomes different races.
This is what I'm saying. Well,
right.
I know. It's like
taking the spirits of
99.9% sure
right.
that he is... But it's not like... That's why I like this game a little bit.
Yeah, not everything's answered.
Because it's not like super explained. It's...
And there's tons of stuff that just has no meaning. I might come back to this to show you later in a future episode. But, and I'm going to be trying to show you all the secrets I know, as well as I beat this game a couple days ago just to refresh my brain. But in the water here, if you look down here...
Skull?
No, it's an N64 controller.
Oh, it's an... Yeah, it is. But
you can see it.
Is that a... Yeah, it is. But look at what's next to it. It's
Another one, a smaller one.
It's like a teeny one.
Yeah. Now, I might come back as Zora Link, because you can actually just sink to the bottom and look at it up close, and you can't do that as Deku Link.
Well, yeah.
But just little things like this that Nintendo threw in the game for no perceivable reason. There's also faces in a lot of the structures of the game.
Dude, this game is straight up like the scariest game I've ever played.
Like right there you can see like a little body. Why it's half of a person. You see that? Like he looks like he's juggling.
Which again goes back to that theory where Link is dead. And like this is all like some part of an elaborate afterlife.
Sure. Look at that. There's like this big... You see the person? There's a face like with a fat belly.
Yeah.
There's his legs all splayed out with just another face-looking thing. It's just... It's just... This game has so much stuff in it that you would never notice.
Or expect from a first-party Nintendo title like The Legend of Zelda.
Which is... Yeah, and a full release.
This dude scared the crap out of me as a kid.
There was a couple times when I was really young, I had to close my eyes. The two being that I remember...
I still can't
when he gets angry...
Yeah.
And when the half Gibdo, half human, Pamela's father, later in the game, for years, as a kid, I could not, I did it from memory. Excuse me, I'd close my eyes and do it from memory. When I heard the sound, I'd just play the song. I'd run to the basement from, like I said, from memory.
Dude.
So anyway, this guy has got a lot of cool masks on his... What?
I'm getting like it's just it's all dark in here.
Yeah, this game is creepy. This room is dark.
If you get the precious item back
I can
in
return
exchange, all I ask is that you also get back my precious.
Let that not be the voice. The Happy Mask Salesman is too amazing of a character to have that.
That is a perfect voice. What do you have wrong with my voice? What are you trying to say?
Oh, nothing. You're perfect.
I feel like actually he would
should be one complaining about voices.
He'd be like really like gentle talking. Like,
yes, he would.
One thing is, I'm a very busy
You could tell
fellow.
by his laugh.
Yeah. Oh.
This whole game is perfect.
Okay.
So, as everyone I'm sure who's played this game knows, the mask on the left, on his right shoulder rather, is the same as the mirror shields from this game.
Doesn't he have like Mario?
Yes, I'm about
backpack?
to. Yes, he's also got Elvis. I mean, it's not definitely Elvis.
It's like Japanese
but
Elvis.
It's totally Japanese Elvis.
It's absolutely.
Now, back here is Mario.
Where's Mario?
Right. You know what? I'm too short. You can see it right there on the left. You can see his stash.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it
And at the top of his hat. When I become Link, I'll come back to this for sure. So yeah, this is my favorite game because of the atmosphere it had. Definitely because of the nostalgia I have for it, of course. But also just because of how deep all of the side characters go, the plot, the story of the game. I like how not everything's answered. You don't really know who this secret tribe is. A lot of people think it's the Twilight or the Tweely or the whatever.
The what
from
tribe?
Again, Twilight Princess.
What secret tribe?
The Twilight, Tweely.
No, in this game.
The mask. There's a little backstory. The mask was created by some ancient
Oh,
tribe.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's really no final word on that. Some people think it's the Twilight because you can kind of fit the Majora's eye into the hat that Midna wears. Whatever. I guess. It kind of works, but I don't believe Nintendo intended that. So there's some stuff in this game that I grew up knowing how to do that are broken. It's not the proper way to do it. I'm going to show that, but I'm also going to show the right way to do it. No, nothing, no speedrunner tactics.
I love hover bombs, man.
It's cool, but it's kind of...
I was playing the 3DS version. I just didn't want to play the 3DS version anymore. Because it's just fun to like glitch and do stuff like that.
I know in Ocarina of Time they kept a lot of the same glitches. Did they not do that for this?
Majora's Mask had some.
I ran into East Clock Town by mistake. I apologize. Don't kill me.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time
the
had
fairy...
Infinite Sword glitch for a little bit, but I think they patched it out.
Really?
Ocarina of Time. I'm not sure. They definitely patched it out in Majora's Mask.
That's bizarre.
It's not there at all.
So anyway, the little fairy that you find here, the piece of the Great Fairy or whatever, the Stray Fairy, is in East Clocktown at nighttime. It's in the laundry pool by day. So I ran there because I forgot. I apologize.
That makes so much sense.
Yes.
Dude, every time I play this game, I'm like, why isn't the freaking fairy here?
It's only there at night.
Not here?
So I'm going to do my best to preserve as much of the story as possible. I might talk over it, but you'll be able to get it from the text. I'll try not to speed through too much text, but it is a tendency of mine to mash A and B. In Ocarina of Time, you didn't have that option for most text. I believe only certain NPCs and the owl, like you could sprint through their text. In this game...
You could sprint through the owl's text?
Yes, believe it or not, you can sprint through the owl's text. Some of it. Once it gets to a part, like the parts where it's like, hey, Link, long time no see, you're doing well, that you can't skip through. Yeah. But once it says, like, in order to access your map, or whatever, you can skip through that. Would you like to hear what I said again? So anyway,
I love how they switch it every single time.
It's
never the same.
It definitely does change once
They're
or
like,
twice.
oh, you wanna have fun with this game?
So
it's a book.
So Tingle's maps are cheaper for the area that you're in that you buy.
Yeah,
and the second option is always where you have to go to next to progress the story.
That I did not know.
Yes. So when you get to Woodfall, it'll tell you to go to, or it'll offer the Snowhead.
I have never noticed that Tingle's face looks like somebody like smacked him.
Yes,
with
I was going to actually mention
this.
His profile. From the front, he looks okay, but his profile, his nose is almost as big as mine. It's insanity.
From the front,
and he has no chin. Like his chin is inverted.
Yeah, it's Yeah, that's
so Tingle Tingle Kulu Limpa. So yeah, when you get to the Snowhead, the next map option is Romani Ranch, which you would think it would end up being the beach area, but it isn't. It's Romani Ranch because that's where you have to go to get your horse.
Because you have to have a horse.
Yeah.
Unless you are awesome and use bomb jumps.
Also possible. Now,
what's that actual called?
I didn't mention this, but when when Link first talks to the Happy Mask Salesman, she immediately doesn't like him. She mentions that he gives her the creeps, and she hides behind Link when she sees him. That's because in the story, she is with the Skull Kid when they first rob him.
Right.
So she doesn't tell that to Link. Link never, as far as I know, Link never finds out.
She's pretending and she's hiding from the mask salesman?
She's hiding from the mask salesman, but when she's saying, oh, he gives me the creeps, she doesn't like him. But the reason she doesn't like him isn't because he gives her the creeps. It's because she was involved with robbing him. Just cute little stuff like that you wouldn't necessarily pick up.
That's a theory, right? But another theory, which would be interesting, is that actually confirmed somewhere?
I mean, Nintendo didn't say that, but she hides behind because she knows him.
Or he could still have some sort of residual, like, aura from Majora's Mask on him.
Possible.
That is
I
somehow
personally
affecting that.
don't think so, but it's
No, I
definitely
think your
possible.
theory is way better, but I'm just saying, like, there's options, which is like why
Yeah.
this game is kind of...
A lot of this game is open to speculation.
Right.
Now, I mean, this game it came out in the year 2000, like less than 2 years after, because I believe Ocarina of Time came out sometime in the later half
It was
of
97, 98.
later half of 98, and this
I
came
thought
out,
it came out in 99. Maybe it was like right near the end. Of
I believe it
99.
was early-ish 2000,
2000?
like March.
Might be. I forget.
All
Because
that,
they only had a year to make
all
it,
of
right?
that to say, it's almost 20 years old. At least it's
That's
15 years old
crazy.
at this point. It holds up really well, and it's been discussed to death.
Well, you know what?
And people still don't have all the answers.
What's really funny about this game is
Go
that
ahead.
I remember
I'll continue
very
the plot.
specifically when this game came out, and for a very long time, people hated it.
Yes, people didn't like it, which is unfortunate. One quick thing that's fun. Before you get the bubbles, he is not in his balloon, and he won't go into his balloon until after you get the magic with which to pop him. I think that's a really nice touch.
It's a gameplay. Yeah, it's a good gameplay
That's all.
consideration.
It's just a nice little touch.
But consider this:
Sorry to interrupt. Again.
they could have used it as like a partial tutorialization,
Sure?
or I guess an application of a tutorialization where you figure out that you can pop stuff by shooting, and then what you do is you see this weird fairy dude floating, and you're like, oh, I can knock him down.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the mean kid in you rises up and
and
shoots
you
him
pop
down.
his balloon.
Because we're
Now-
all mean kids on the inside.
I beat this game when I was younger. I don't think I had a guide. I know I eventually did,
Do you
but
have the numbers memorized?
it's different every time.
That's
It's different depending on the game version, I believe. Different depending on how you catch them. Now, I have a pretty set way to catch them. I always catch them in the same order. But yeah, it's different for each game.
That's right. They actually had they actually updated Majora's Mask, like back when it was on a cartridge. There's like 2 separate versions.
I'm not familiar with any... Well, go ahead. Tell me the differences, because I'm not familiar.
I don't remember. They patched something out. I know with Ocarina of Time they definitely did.
Yes,
because
that
they
I do know
patched
about.
out
The blood
Islamic
and
chanting.
the chanting. It's
Yeah.
actually the reason... Okay, so some people don't know why they took it out. Oops. Some people don't know why they took it out. Some people say it's because people were like, oh, religion in my game. That's not true. It's actually kind of almost the opposite. It was, I should say, it was because the chant that they give is a prayer to Allah. And it was not...
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't make any sense in the
Anything
context,
else.
but also, it wasn't like the Christian right or the atheist left or anything like that saying, you know, hold on. Sorry.
Jesse's just dying. Don't worry
I'm
about
dying
it.
over here. That particular religion in my game, no way. It was the Islamic community. Depictions of Muhammad are prohibited in a lot of, I believe almost every sect, but I'm not sure about that. But I know like the main sect, no depictions of Muhammad, no using the religious stuff, whether that be, like I said, pictures or the prayer in this case, for any other purpose than the religious reasons. So having that in there in for a non-Islamic reason was offensive to the Muslims. A lot of people think it's, you know,
Outcry
religion
from
in my
everybody.
game. Right. It was actually an outcry from the religion that it was from. Something I find a little interesting.
No way, no scrubs.
Which is super funny nowadays because Scrub describes newbies, nooblets, and 00Bs.
Well, back in the 90s.
It did not, as far as I know. I mean, it could have.
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy who can't get no loving from me.
I've never heard of this.
Hanging on the passage. You've never heard that song?
No.
It's like Destiny's Child?
I want to point
something?
out,
I don't know.
I played the game on this. I had a save file 1, if you saw, that was beat. It was a different order than this. 41253. So I don't know what the
Interesting.
order. Yeah.
Well,
I
they
don't-
might have fixed that in like the GameCube version where it's really like just like a
It's
different
just random every
instance.
time.
Yeah. Anyways,
Hold
going
on,
back to
I'm
that
going to
discussion.
forget the number. Give me a sec. Oh, wow, we're at 25 minutes. So
Oh,
we're going to
snap.
punch in that number and we're going to start again the next episode in
Sure.
the observatory.
Oh boy.
41253. Okay. So,
Yeah,
thank you guys so much for watching this. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed the discussion.
25 minutes of us rambling.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse rambling.
Mostly.
I
me.
was here.
I hope you enjoyed the discussion,
I
and I'll
didn't
see you
go and
guys
make a sandwich or anything.
on the next episode.
Didn't-
It was a delicious sandwich.